We are creating a backyard oasis here today, and we're in Michigan. And Mark, I tell you, this is fun being up here. It's kind of woodsy, isn't it?
Oh, it's absolutely beautiful. We're here in God's country, and as we're standing here, I can hear all the birds and the chipmunks and the squirrels. When I came walking around the house, saw a white-tailed deer go running.
Isn't that something? You know, my wife and I went to see the movie The Shack, and maybe you've seen it. But I think the setting is so much like that movie, except for the property. Everything else seems so peaceful and very much like what we saw in that movie. But it is outdoors at its finest, and you had some challenges here too, didn't you, when you arrived?
We did, and the number one challenge here was that we really didn't want to disturb nature, and that's the big draw, the big attraction for these homeowners. Their primary residence is downtown Chicago in a condo, and they really crave nature. They're in the middle of a concrete city, and there isn't any more of a natural setting than what you have here.
This is way cool, folks. This is really neat. Let's learn a little bit more about what you've done here, Mark. What do you say?
Well, the lay of the land, we had a pretty much a large grade change here, and what they wanted to accomplish was create an outdoor living area, and it was impossible on the hillside. And so what we did was bring in some native fieldstone boulders, and it was important that we just work with natural type of landscape elements, and our guys, they do an amazing good job of constructing these boulder walls here.
It's a lot of work, isn't it?
It is a lot of work. It's all done by hand.
Yeah.
We start out with some really large boulders as a footer. You can see the graduation and the size. They go through a big pile of boulders and kind of fit them together just like a puzzle.
Yeah.
And if there's ever any grain to the boulders, we always have it horizontally so it fits again with the natural type of setting.
Everything flows seamlessly here, and that was really the plan, wasn't it?
It was really, really important to them. We've used natural bark as a ground cover. And this is a summer home, and so we're concentrating on summer colors, a lot of perennials, a lot of ornamental grasses, and those are just starting to wake up from their dormancy, but they're going to provide a lot of nice summer color at the time of the year that they primarily use this.
It seems like this couple really enjoys entertaining, and there's some gathering places here on the property, Mark, and one of the best places to gather really in any backyard is right here at the fire pit.
Well, we've got a nice area here where they can sit around the fire pit, make some good family memories, roasting hot dogs and marshmallows in that. And we selected a bluestone for the patio here. Random sizes and pieces of bluestone. Again, piece it together almost like a puzzle.
It's well done, I tell you what. And off to the side, a hot tub. Man, I love that. And I bet that feels good, you know, early spring to early summer.
Absolutely. And so this was something that we wanted to provide a couple of outdoor living areas here that were connected. We built the stone steps here. We also have randomly placed some boulders around the property here. And just to go along with the natural type of look and using those elements.
You weren't able to source any of the boulders from the property, I bet, were you?
No, we hauled all of those in.
Oh.
We also have some outcropping stone steps. These are some very natural looking steps here. Very comfortable to walk on. They've got a 6-inch rise, and the tread is large enough that your entire foot can fit on there. What I don't like are small treads that you can only get part of your foot on there.
Not even, it's not safe sometimes,
Absolutely,
right?
Yes. And then this leads up to the deck. A little challenging because the deck is up so high, and if you look underneath the deck, what we had to do was create another boulder retaining wall that wraps around here, so we had a nice firm foundation to set our outcropping stones on.
I love the chairs here. They just look out into the woods. And this was a former campground, and you can just sense the history here over the years. I mean, probably 100 years of this being something totally different.
It's a very, very special place.
Yeah. What else about the challenge back in the backyard here, Mark, that you want us to know about?
Well, we didn't want to really disturb the natural beauty here, and of course we had to have some access to bring in these large boulders, and literally over 20 tons of boulders to create this boulder retaining wall. And so we created some tracks here with getting our equipment back here, but then we've reseeded that along with wildflowers and prairie grasses, and so that's just going to come up and restore its natural beauty. And then we also put in a path over here, Craig. This is a little stone path which leads around to the front of the house, and we did some work up there as well.
Very good. Well, let's go take a peek.
Okay.
Well, Mark, we come around the front here, and some nice work indeed by Linton's, and some real creative touches here along the way.
Well, thank you. One of the homeowners' goals was we're out in the middle of the woods, and they want to be able to safely direct their first-time guests to the house. And we didn't really have a sidewalk, and it's awfully dark here in the woods. And
I bet.
We laid out a sidewalk and really let the trees dictate the placement of the pathway. And again, we didn't want a concrete sidewalk. We wanted to work with all natural type of products. So this is a beautiful tree that was just naturally growing here. We limbed it up, and so that you could really see and appreciate the branch structure. Put a spotlight at the base of it. We've got some boulders wrapping around it, and it's kind of neat how the stone pathway just comes and divides around the tree.
A little pea gravel to boot, right?
Yes, and so in between the stones here, we've got pea gravel, just makes it very safe and easy to walk on. And then along the way, we have these occasional spotlights which alternate both sides of the pathway.
Well, quite an entry for any guest coming to this beautiful home in, I want to say Bridgman, right?
We're here in Buchanan,
Buchanan,
Michigan.
that's
Yes,
right.
yes.
Buchanan. I was thinking of Bridgman, but you know, the lake has a lot to do with these homes in Michigan, and the lake here is used quite a bit, you tell me.
It is, especially during the summertime. I've seen boaters out there and people actually swimming in the lake.
Yeah.
We put in an occasional boulder here, and just to naturalize things, we've got some wildflowers, we've got some ferns here, and this pathway leads down to a parking spot for not only the homeowners but for guests as well. We have also got a grade change here, and so we needed to do a couple of things, Craig. We needed to retain the soil, and then we needed to create and construct some steps that lead down to the parking area.
How long does a project, Mark, like this take to complete from beginning to end?
Well, the design, that's something that actually went on for a couple of months. The design just evolved over time and that. But the installation, we had a pretty good sized crew out here, and we had the project completed within a couple of weeks.
Outstanding. Well, it is a backyard oasis like you've never seen before. And I got it right this time, Buchanan, Michigan.
You got it.
And some great ideas from a couple that really cherish the time, I would think, that they enjoy here out of doors. Living in Chicago, you don't see a lot of this, do you?
No, you don't.
Well, plenty of ideas await you at Linton's. Go to lintons.com for more information. We've got much more coming up on the program. So don't go away. We'll be right back.